Yep. All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? Look at this grass. Wow. This was once all green, folks. I mean, it's a gorgeous day, don't get me wrong. It is beautiful. There's hardly any wind, maybe very little, like 5-mile-an-hour wind. But we have a serious water shortage here in practically all of California. It's just very severe. We have a severe drought, one of the worst droughts in history, in my opinion. One of the worst droughts we've had in probably 20 years or so. It's really bad. And it's summertime, so, we don't expect rain anytime soon. But anyway, we're all still alive, and we're all still ticking and moving forward, and it is what it is. Oh, there's some water right there. Anyway, it's been a great day today. I'm going to share a little bit about my day here before I start the topic here. I'm going to wait for some more people to get the notification and pop on in. Let's see who's here. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, my lady. She says, hey all, baby, you know the answer to that. It's the two of us. Regarding the topic, babe, what do well-balanced modern men and women appear like? Well, baby, humbly speaking, you and I are a great example of that. And that's why we're here to share our stories, share our trials and tribulations, and help as many people as possible accomplish what we've accomplished. Hey, babe. Yes, the topic. Babe, I will say this. I will swallow my masculine pride and be a really good guy. Not saying that I'm not a good guy, but I will be nice and sweet to you because you've been nice and sweet to me, and say that I know I just dropped you off a few hours ago, babe, but I already miss you, baby. But here's the thing. We both get to rest from each other for the next 3.5 days or so, and we've got an amazing weekend planned, huh, babe? We've got an amazing weekend planned. We're gonna get out of town for a full weekend this coming weekend, and we're gonna end up doing what we were gonna do last weekend. Because we had some other plans and they were up in the air. But because the plans that were up in the air kind of fell through at the last second, we decided to come back home. And my lady spent a few days with me at my place, and we just had a great time. Sure, we had a few little disagreements like couples do, but we worked through them. ODN, hey, you're back, bro. Adventures, how you doing, brother? It was great to see you on the other stream on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams earlier today, man. It's nice to have you around, bro. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, my lady and I spent the weekend at my place in my area, and yeah, we had a good time. And then we did a great stream earlier today on my other channel, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. It was about 2.5 hours long, but it was regarding conflict resolution in relationships, how to work through relationship conflicts and issues and stuff like that. We had a pretty good turnout. The stream has almost 200 views. So I thank you to each and every one of you that was there live. And if you've watched it on the replay, I thank you for that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out later tonight or tomorrow. We shared a lot of great information. And a lot of it was based on our own personal experiences. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous day out here today. What else was I going to say? I don't know. I feel great. I feel amazing. And the concert, that's right. That's right. We're going to go to a concert. And I'm going to go to a concert on Friday night. I'm going to come pick you up. And then we're going to head out of town. We're going to head out of town. And we're just not going to say where we're going. Right, babe? We'll let people know where we've gone after we've come back. How's that, babe? We've we've gotten a lot smarter. I mean, even if I say roughly the area where we're going, I mean, it still wouldn't be that easy for, Coach Eli fans. Let's just call them that, Coach Eli fans, to find us, right? But anyway, yeah, it's going to be an amazing weekend. So, yeah, my lady and I, we're going to be doing streams on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, Mondays through Thursdays. That's effective immediately. We started today. On Mondays, we'll be doing the shows at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And then on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we'll be doing the shows at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And the reason why the show times are starting earlier on Mondays is because typically she spends the weekends with me and stays Sunday night and goes back home Monday early afternoon. And so what I figure is going to happen when we go out of town next weekend, babe, we're going to return Sunday night. You're going to stay the night at my place, and then we're going to do a show the next morning on Monday at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I gotta say, folks, I am a little bit tired, I'm not gonna lie. And I've had some major constipation issues. I've had constipation all my life. I've talked about it before. I'll share it again. And my constipation hit me pretty hard the last couple of days. And finally, I have my own regimen of supplements I use to clear the stomach, right? Clear the bowel, clear the intestines and all that shit, right? Well, literally shit, right? Like you wanted to hear that, but once you release it, and you're feeling clear, right? It's kind of like going from in full constipation pain to no pain at all, and your body's making this sudden shift to where it just drains you. All the pain is released, and it's an overwhelming feeling for several hours. And what you need to do is basically rest it off. So later tonight, after the stream here, after my walk, I'm going to go home, have some dinner, talk with my lady briefly, plan tomorrow's show, and then get to bed, baby. Baby, you going to sleep well tonight? It's all good. You're in a super happy mood, aren't you, baby? Oh my God, people. What are you talking about, babe? Was somebody, because I didn't see it, did you ban somebody? I'm not really paying that close attention to the chat right now. Oh, that's okay, babe. You know, there used to be that song by Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. It went like this: boys will be boys, bad boys, bad boys, boys will be boys. Remember that? Bad, 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 bad boys. You make me feel so good. You would. So we can just kind of make our own version of that song and just say trolls will be trolls. Bad trolls, right? No, ODN did? What did ODN say? I didn't see what ODN said. Did he remove it? Did ODN remove it? Because he's a moderator here. You can't moderate another moderator. Only I can moderate moderators as a channel owner. So did ODN put something out there and retract his message? It's all good. I just, I get into my thought process and I'm not glued to the chat, I glance at it every few minutes or so. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, hey, not a big deal then, Dave. It's all good. Dave, you know that boys will be boys, right? It is what it is. So anyway, let's get right to it, folks, because there's a lot to discuss here regarding well-balanced men and women in the modern world. So let's get to it. Hopefully I don't get cut off here. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here in beautiful, gorgeous, amazing Redwood City, California. This is episode number 317. 317 of these. Wow. Whew, man. Makes me feel like the younger version of Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has been a great inspiration for me, even though I didn't like him in my younger days. But the reason why I didn't like Tony Robbins is because I was very insecure in my teenage years and maybe my early 20s. And Tony Robbins was all about positive, uplifting type of content, right? Which is what I do today, right? And so I understand why some people don't like me and get triggered at me, because they're feeling the same way about themselves now as I did in my younger days when I used to see Tony Robbins pop up on late night TV infomercials. Remember the infomercials? You had this big loud guy saying, the power within you is all deep within you, and you must make that change within you. You come to my Unleash the Power Within seminar and I will change your life. You will feel power unlike anything you've felt. And this is like, 2 in the morning, right? You got your TV set on the lowest volume, and when they have those infomercials, they crank up that sound. They crank up the gain to like plus 10 or something, right? And then Tony Robbins on top of that has a loud voice like me, right? And it used to annoy me, right? Because I was very insecure. But now I've worked through that. I mean, by the time I got to my mid-20s to early 30s, I worked through my insecurities. And I really fell in love with Tony Robbins. So Tony Robbins is a huge inspiration. A huge inspiration. And I'm not even trying to compare myself to the great and legendary Tony Robbins, but I'm very, very much like him. I've got a lot of energy like him, loud voice. I'm in decent shape. He's in better shape than me. He's a big dude. He's a taller dude. He's more built. But I'm also in decent shape. I'm just more slender. And we both love to inspire people. We both love to uplift people. We both care about everyone, no matter what. We care about everyone. We want to make a difference in everyone's lives and ensure that everyone has the best opportunities in life that they want. He banned bad message. Oh, are you saying ODN banned a troll that put out a bad message? It's not a big deal. Thank you for that. That's why we have moderators, so that way I can run the show. That way channel owners can run the show, especially on mobile, when it's harder to focus on the chat, right? So this is episode number 317. My lady says yes. And the topic is, what do well-balanced modern men and women appear like? One more time. What do well-balanced modern men and women appear like? We were kind of talking about this earlier today on the stream my lady and I did on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Because we were talking about, relationship issues and, how to deal with conflicts in relationships and stuff like that, right? And it inspired me to do this topic because I have talked about this before, but I don't recall doing a full-blown show on it. You guys make a good couple, says ODN. And my lady RMP, we're just going to abbreviate it from here on out, folks, says, thanks. Yes, thank you, ODN. Appreciate that, brother. That's why I've kept her around, and that's why she's kept me around too, because we get along very well. Yeah, we have our moments, bro. It's not perfect. And she's still a woman full of emotion, and I'm still a man full of testosterone. I mean, I can't even talk. She's a woman full of emotion, and I'm a man full of testosterone. I can't even talk. God dang it, man. Jesus Christ. And we have our disagreements every now and then, but you know what? We work through it because we're both grown-ass, mature adults. And, we're tired of BS. We're tired of drama. We're tired of people playing games. We're tired of grown-ass adults acting like little kids, especially people that we've dated in the past that have acted like little kids. I've dated women that have acted like little kids, and so has my lady, right? And the thing that keeps us together is our levels of personal maturity. Now, do we have immature moments every now and then, my lady and I? Sure. I mean, we're human, but for the most part, we handle things respectfully, maturely, and professionally, just like her YouTube username states, right? We got a lady sitting at the bench up there, so I'm gonna keep it quiet for a second while I walk on by. Feels really nice. Oh, there's a couple people there. Okay. I think we are good now. So, what does it take, or how does it appear to be a well-balanced couple or a well-balanced man or woman in this crazy modern world that we all live in? Okay? What does it take? What's the first step? Okay? The first step, because women have been liberated, I keep saying this, but things are not, the first step is to understand that things are not the way they used to be. Okay? You got to understand, as a man and a woman, things are not the way they used to be. Women have been liberated for about 55 years now. They have equal rights, equal civil rights. There's the Equal Rights Amendment. Women have the right to work, the right to bear arms. They have freedom of speech. Oh God, man. He gave the most emotional beings on the planet the right to have freedom of speech. I'm just kidding, babe. You know what I'm saying? You ladies can talk. But, I'll tell you this. I'm one of the few guys that probably talks more than women do, so I should keep my mouth shut. But you know what I'm saying, right? Anyway, women got equal rights. They have equal rights, so that means they technically have equal opportunities. Okay? And because of that, it has changed the dynamics regarding relationships. It has completely changed the dynamics. And the main issue that men need to understand nowadays, because I think women more so get it since they've been liberated and they're just living their lives according to their new rights, right? Men need to understand that things are not the way they used to be, like in the 1950s and days before the 1950s, right? Like the Ward and June Cleaver days of Leave It to Beaver, they no longer exist. Now, does that mean there aren't people that are still, having traditional relationships and marriages? No, there are people that are still having those types of relationships, and there's nothing wrong technically with those relationships, with one difference, in my opinion, which I'm going to talk about here today. I don't think women should be 100% submissive like they used to be back in those days. Back in the days of traditionalism, women were 100% submissive, and they just did everything for the man, whatever the man said. Or women would just take it upon themselves that, hey, we're going to do whatever it takes to make the man happy, because women were dependent on a man for survival. They couldn't survive without a man. They had no rights to work. They had really no rights besides being a housewife, right? Being a homemaker, right? And even though women do have rights today, there are men out there that still treat women like they have no rights. And I don't agree with that. Okay? I still think that a woman should be more submissive than dominant. And a man should also be more dominant than submissive. But I also feel that both men and women need to have a good hybrid of masculine and feminine energy. Okay? Tell us more about the rocket adventures. Well, not today. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Maybe another time we'll do a show on how important is intimacy in your relationship. That's a great topic suggestion, bro. I'll take that into consideration. That's what I feel you probably meant by tell us more about your rocket stories, right? Like your rocket in your pants, right, brother? I get it. So, in my opinion, and other coaches on YouTube have said the same thing as well, Coach Corey Wayne and several others, that men and women need to be in their natural biological essence 70 to 80% of the time, and then the other 20 to 30% of the time they should be in their opposite essence, or be open to being in their opposite essence. So what does that mean? That means 70 to 80% of the time, a woman needs to behave with more feminine energy, and a man needs to behave with more masculine energy. The other 20 to 30% of the time, a woman, no problem with a woman displaying some masculine energy the other 20 to 30% of the time. When a woman's at work, in many cases, her job requires her to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy, and that's fine, as long as she can turn it off when she gets home and be more feminine. Okay? Now, for a man, the other 20 to 30% of the time, no problem with him being a little more feminine or submissive, right? So what does that mean? Every so often, it's not a problem for a man to cry or show some emotion and bond with his woman emotionally. Nothing wrong with a man crying every now and then. It's happened with my woman a few times, and that's not a problem. But if you're a man that's crying all day, every day, then you're acting like a woman. And then you're not behaving primarily in your natural essence, so that's not going to be attractive to the woman, right? So that's what I feel it takes as a start to be well balanced, right? And the reason why, both men and women need to have a good balance of masculine and feminine energy on both sides is because of the fact that women have been liberated. Women want to be respected and appreciated and feel like they're equal to men, right? That's what women want. Okay? But a lot of men are having problems with that because what's happening is men are looking at this as a competition between men and women. Especially if a woman is making more money than the man, or has a better career than a man, or a better education. A lot of men are threatened by that, and it makes them feel very insecure. And my response to those men are, number one, why are you, asking women out or dating women that are further ahead than you in the first place, right? Or are you lying to those women and saying that, you're better off than you are just so you can have a chance to be with them or sleep with them or whatever? Then that's your fault, right? Now, there's a woman that's coming on. I'm walking on the right side of the trail. Okay, so she's coming the other way. I'm gonna just wait. She switched sides. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna come off this side here. Give me a second. Traffic on the 101 is rolling very smoothly. Okay. Wow, this is very, very dry. I'm stepping on this at times to move off the side, and people pass me on the trail, and it's just very, very crunchy. Like, you can probably hear it. Give me a second here. So that woman was jogging, came to this point and just turned around. Why wouldn't you just do the whole trail? To each its own, right? So there are a lot of men out there that are insecure because women are passing them up, right? Or have passed them up, right? And what I have to say to you guys is, you've had the same opportunities that women have had, right? You could have gone to school and gotten a degree. You could have worked hard and gotten a similar or better job. But what's happening with men nowadays is they're just partying, and they're so spoiled and entitled, and they're living off their family and shit like that, right? And they don't realize till it's too late that women are not attracted to men that don't have their shit together, including having a purpose, having a decent job, having your own money, right? Creating your own life. If you live off of someone else, like family and stuff, right? There's nothing respectful about that. Now, I'm not kicking people down that live that life, but just understand how that comes off. Especially if you're a man, how that comes off to a woman. It comes off like, you haven't made anything for yourself. Women are attracted to self-made men, okay? The bottom line is women are attracted to self-made men. And I'll tell you why, in my opinion. Because a man that's self-made, that creates his own success, has worked hard, and is a trustworthy and reputable man. And that type of man is the type of man a woman would be able to trust in case there was any danger, or if any situation arose, that, wasn't the best situation for the family or for her, right? She knows the man would do whatever it would take to get things back on track. And she knows she would feel safe and comfortable and protected by the man, right? So women want to feel safe, protected. They also want to be heard and understood, right? And that's what men need to understand nowadays, right? Okay, does it make you less manly? Does it make you less manly to listen to a woman, to hear a woman, to understand a woman, right? To support your woman and her career and her stuff? Does it make you any less of a man? No, it doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you a better man. It makes you a good man. You should be supporting your woman's career, and you should be supporting your woman in the same ways that you would expect her to support you, right? It's literally a two-way street, right? Where do you and the lady like to eat? Well, we like to go to, you know, sometimes we go to a nice restaurant, like a steakhouse. Steakhouses are my favorite, ODN, like BJ's, Lazy Dog Bar and Grill. Any decent type of steakhouse. There's a steakhouse that we've been to a few times in Central California called the Harris Ranch Restaurant, and it sits on the property of the Harris Ranch, one of the largest producers of beef in the country. Some of the best beef and some of the best cows are raised and slaughtered on site. It's in a town called Coalinga, California. It's about halfway between San Francisco and Los Angeles off of Interstate 5. So I'm a big steakhouse fan. My lady's a big seafood fan. I'm not a big fan of seafood. Hey, Rosie, how you doing? So ODN takes his dates to McDonald's or Burger King. Whatever works for you, bro. You know? I'm sure when you find the one ODN, the one you want to keep around, that you love and respect, I'm sure you'll take her to some better places. I've always been the kind of guy. Oh, that's a big ass black bird. Alright, I don't want to mess with that bird. I don't want to mess with that bird. Okay, that blackbird just took off. They're beautiful birds, but you don't want to mess with them. Porterhouse steak is good. Yeah, I like a good New York steak. I like some filet mignon also as well. Or New York steak is good too. Or prime rib. I love some prime rib, man. There's a restaurant that my lady and I go to. It's here in Northern California. They have Northern California locations, and it's basically a Northern California chain. It's called Cattleman's. What a great name for a restaurant, Cattleman's, right? And they have this 2-pound prime rib. It's a big ass piece of prime rib, but it's good. They make really good prime rib, and they get their meat from Harris Ranch. That's how I got hooked on Harris Ranch beef. I found out about Harris Ranch by going to Cattleman's restaurants. And my dad used to take us to Cattleman's when we were little kids on the way to Lake Tahoe on Donner Lake, which is in the mountains of California. In the Northern California mountains out east near the Tahoe Lake, the Lake Tahoe area. Ribeye is my favorite, says respectfully, maturely, and professionally. So, furthermore, what makes men and women well balanced? What makes a well balanced relationship? Well, again, everything's been changed because women have been liberated, right? Women are going to work and they have to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy in most jobs that they have nowadays, right? And the problem is, hey, when they're off of work and they come home to their man, can they turn off that masculine energy, or do they continue staying in that masculine state? Because there's not a decent alpha male on the planet or a decent guy on the planet that is going to enjoy being around a woman that's trying to act like a man. Okay, men like myself, we're attracted to, more submissive women. Now, Not 100% of the time, but 70 to 80% of the time, the woman, in my opinion, needs to be more submissive. The other 20 to 30% of the time, she can be dominant in the bedroom, outside the bedroom, wherever, right? There has to be a good balance because, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, I wouldn't even want to be with a woman that's 100% submissive, but I also wouldn't want to be with a woman that's more than 30%, that's more dominant than 30% of the time, which is what I'm trying to say. Or more than 30% of the time she's more dominant, right? That just wouldn't work, right? So, a good man like me wants a woman that has a spine, can stand up for herself, and is as secure within herself as possible, has a decent job, takes care of herself, right? But at the same time, can also be submissive 70 to 80% of the time. And if something does go wrong, she can come to me and I can help her work through it, right? And she'd be open to my help, right? But here's the thing. Before you can have anything, before a man and a woman can have any type of relationship, any type of romantic relationship or marriage, they have to have attraction for each other. They have to be able to respect each other. Those are two key elements right there that are important. So listen up here, okay? Like I've always said before, attraction is a must and not a choice. Attraction is a must and not a choice, right? And whenever you come across a woman, whether it's from a dating site, dating app, or in person, or vice versa, a woman comes across a man, you both are going to know literally within 3 seconds or less if there's a large rush or spark of physical attraction. If that's not there, you will never have anything romantic, no matter how great the mental, emotional, and spiritual connection is. There has to be a large rush or spark of physical attraction. It just has to be there. It's not the only thing, but that's what starts things off, right? How do you think animals mate? They're physically attracted to each other, right? It's the same thing with human beings, right? Nothing superficial about it. It's just what attraction is, right? So let's say then you have attraction for each other, right? You're physically attracted to each other. Are you out of the waters yet? No. Or out of the water yet? No. Because then you have to see how you get along. What kind of a man are you? Are you a strong, confident alpha male? Or are you a beta male? And what kind of a woman are you? Are you more submissive than dominant? Or do you flex your muscles every moment you get, asserting your liberty to all men you encounter? Because let me tell you, the biggest turnoff for a man is a woman that continues flexing her liberty during the relationship. Like, that's the biggest turnoff. Most decent men like me, we're happy that women have equal rights. We're happy that women are working. We're happy, we're happy that women have risen up. But we don't need to make it the highlight of every conversation. We don't want to be with a woman that's going to continuously flex her liberty muscles, right? It's a big, huge turnoff. We're going to go up to the observation deck here. For a man, you need to be strong but sensitive. And let me explain that, okay? A well-balanced man is going to be a strong man, is going to be secure within himself, not insecure, right? And is going to be dominant, but dominant in a loving and playful way, not in an abusive way, right? Verbally or physically, right? And a good man, a well-balanced man, is not going to be a big freaking sissy like a beta male, is not going to be someone that puts a woman on a pedestal and kisses up to a woman or kisses a woman's ass. But he's also not going to be an arrogant, pompous ass. He's going to be something in the middle. Something along the lines of right in the middle of arrogant, pompous ass and big freaking sissy, right? So right in the middle. And what is that? It's a well-balanced man that loves and respects his woman, treats his woman well, doesn't kiss his woman's ass or sucks up to his woman, but he's good to his woman in the same ways that his woman is good to him, right? And he's going to be a dominant man, but dominant in a loving way, meaning that there are times where he's going to have to display dominance when his woman needs him, when she's feeling moments of weakness and she needs to feel a strength. He's going to display dominance, but the way he displays that dominance is going to be in a loving way, right? In a loving way, right? A real true masculine man is also going to be sensitive and have emotions. It doesn't mean he's going to display raw emotions all the time. Most of the time you're going to be strong, so that way you can offset and balance your lady's emotions. But there are going to be times where you and your lady are going to have some pretty tough moments you encounter, and you both are going to feel a strong level of emotion, and you both may end up shedding a few tears. And let me tell you something, when my lady and I have shed a few tears when the times have gotten rough in the past, during a few times, it was one of the most beautiful bonding moments, period. And you know what's great? After you have one of those moments where you both shed a tear and you're holding each other tight, then you have some of the best sex ever afterwards. And I'm clearing up my constipation by the end of this week completely, because next weekend I'm going to take care of my lady in ways unlike anything she's ever seen. So you better be ready for that, baby. Yeah. Who's still around here? Anyone still around? We have 9 thumbs up, 7 in the box. I really want to thank everyone that's been supporting both channels lately. We've been getting a pretty good amount of thumbs up. And we've been getting some good people hanging out while the shows are live, and a decent amount of people watching the replays. I want to personally thank each and every one of you. And I'm more than sure my lady is grateful and thankful as well. Beautiful. That's one of my favorite things I enjoy about this trail. The planes fly overhead into the San Carlos airport, private airport. The sun's so beautiful. So, what I was just mentioning is very crucial for men to show up in this way. Be well balanced. Be confident, but not conceited and not arrogant, okay? There's a difference between being cocky, arrogant, and there's a difference between being cocky, playful, funny. I'm a cocky guy. Baby, you know I'm a cocky guy. I am. I'm not going to lie. I'm a cocky guy, but I'm not an asshole. And I'm not a sissy. I'm well balanced in the middle. I'm a little cocky, playful, funny. Look, I like to entertain my woman and not bore her, right? We can't always be in the bedroom and taking care of business like that. So when we're not in the bedroom and we're driving somewhere or we're out and about, women get bored really easily. If you're not a good entertainer as a man, you're done. You got to know how to entertain your women. So, being well balanced, cocky, playful, funny. You don't need to be arrogant. You don't need to flex your muscles as a man. You don't need to tell your woman, I'm the man, you're the woman. You listen to me, woman. No, you don't need to do that. At the same time, if your woman's trying to mess with you and try to force you to do things that you know are not right, you also need to stand up to her. You don't need to be a big sissy. You got to be well balanced. You're a man. And you should respond to her as a man without feeling the need to express that you're the man, right? You got to be a man, without projecting that you're a man, right? Because then you're projecting insecurities, right? Because real men don't have to come out and say, I'm a real man, baby, so you should listen to me. A real man just behaves like a real man, and a woman can just see that on her own, right? Oh, man. Feeling really nice. I am a little tired, but my muscles have loosened up. That's why these walks to me are very important. My muscles, they loosen up. And I've had sciatica for a while, and it's gotten a hell of a lot better, and it keeps getting better, but it's lingering just a little bit. And the walking does help. Being in the sun, getting that vitamin D, it does help. Let me go off the air and I'll be right back. I need to reset the chat. Okay, no new messages. We're good. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally is still there. Me. Hey, babe. Thanks for sticking around. So another very important aspect of being a well-balanced man and a well-balanced woman, in the modern world, is you both must have respect for each other. Respect is critical. First of all, you have to have attraction. That's the most important thing. The next most important thing after that, and which becomes the most important thing once you've established attraction, right, is respect. And, if your woman doesn't respect you, or she loses respect for you, it's only a matter of time before she falls out of love with you, maybe cheats on you. And even if she doesn't cheat on you, she will eventually dump you. A lot of women nowadays will line up your replacement and they'll cheat on you before they leave you. But the reason why they do that is because they've lost respect for you. A woman that has full respect for you will not cheat on you. A man that has full respect for you will not cheat on you. Respect is critical, okay? So anytime that any relationship goes south, okay, typically one side or the other, or maybe a combination of both, has started to lose some, if not a lot of respect for the other or each other, right? Respect is critical. You cannot have a well-balanced relationship if you don't have respect for each other. In order for a man to have a woman's respect, he has to be a man. He has to be a well-balanced man, meaning that he can't be a sissy, but he can't be an arrogant, pompous ass. He needs to show up, be present, be communicative, be open with his feelings when necessary. He also needs to be emotionally strong, emotionally stable, emotionally aware, emotionally open. A lot of guys nowadays are not emotionally aware, and they aren't emotionally open, even if they are aware of their emotions, right? And why does this happen? Because of the way they were raised. Maybe they came from a broken household. Maybe they didn't get enough strokes as a little kid from their family, right? Maybe they had a few bad relationships and they opened up their heart and said the I love yous and got dumped. I can understand how some guys can feel that way after they've been hurt, right? But you gotta let that shit go. And if you're gonna put yourself back out there and you want the respect of your woman and you want to have a great relationship, you've got to be emotionally open and aware. You have to have what I call, and a lot of people call, emotional intelligence. Most guys nowadays don't have emotional intelligence. Back in the days of traditionalism, guys had emotional intelligence. Nowadays, guys don't have that emotional intelligence because they're being raised differently. A lot of kids are being coddled nowadays, right? They're being coddled, and both parents are working because of women being liberated, right? And then kids are being raised by grandparents or by nannies, or they're like latchkey kids, right? And they're not learning emotional intelligence. More so men, because women, you know, even if women aren't raised in that way, women are naturally emotional beings. And women at a natural biological level express themselves emotionally all the damn time, all day, every day. They respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Guys are more logical creatures, but they also still have emotions. And if they aren't emotionally aware and aren't able to bond emotionally with their woman, it's just never going to work out. For me, I've told my lady this many times, I've gone public on this many times, and I'll go public on it again. To me, the most important aspect of my relationship with my lady is the emotional bond. Because let me tell you, there are times we're both older, we both have some minor health issues, not big ones. You know, we both have some aches and pains, right? I've got a little sciatica, she does too, right? And some days are better than others. Some days we just don't have the energy to be intimate. We love each other and we're intimate as much as possible. But some days they're just so draining, whether it's emotional drain or physical pain from other aspects, right? That, you know, we just are too drained and in too much pain to be intimate. But you want to know what we do during those times? We snuggle up. We snuggle up, we hold each other, we feel the emotional bond. And that to me is just as satisfying. And I know the days that we are feeling great, we're going to have great intimacy. And we have had great intimacy and it'll come back again. That's why it's important for men to have emotional awareness and emotional intelligence. Because you aren't always going to be able to fix things by being sexually intimate with your partner, and there should be more to your relationship than sexual intimacy anyway, right? Yeah, women want the intimacy, you know, they want the sex and all that, but they also want the emotional bond. And that's a huge part, in my opinion, of a man being well balanced. He needs to have emotional intelligence. And I teach that here. I've mastered emotional intelligence. I learned emotional intelligence from my mother and my father. My mother and father, I love them both. My dad passed away 13 years ago. My mother's still around today. Both my mother and father, a very well-balanced couple, taught me emotional intelligence, awareness, personal maturity. You know, my parents taught me all these things between the two of them, and made me the man I am today. Yeah, it took me a while to figure it out as I got older. What, you know, when they were trying to teach me these things when I was younger, I didn't quite understand the purpose. But as I got older and I learned more and more, I looked back and I realized, wow, this is why I turned out the way I turned out, because my parents taught me this shit. I just didn't know how to verbalize it or what the purpose was back then, but now I do, right? It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night. Got 9 thumbs up, 6 people on the stream. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, if you're here, feel free to chat in the chat and ask any questions. You know, a well-balanced couple is going to see each other as each other's other halves and equals, right? Now, like I've said this before, I'll say it again. Okay? It's one thing for men and women to have equal rights. Both men and women have equal rights, equal opportunities, yada, yada, yada. I understand there are some people in the corporate world and in this world nowadays that still mistreat women. Just like what happened to my lady at her former job by her male boss. But for the most part, both men and women have equal rights and equal opportunities, right? Okay? But we are biologically different. You can't just come out and say that men and women are equal biologically, because we are not technically equal. And I'm not saying that men are better than women biologically, or women are women are better than men biologically. What I mean is that we are biologically different. We were biologically made by a higher power, I believe to be God. And I know most people believe in God to be biologically different. By a higher power, I believe to be God. And both men and women shine in different areas based on their biology. Sorry, folks, got cut off. Sorry, got cut off. All right, folks. I'm sorry, got cut off. We got the new 5G Plus. Better service here. So it cuts off less, but still cuts off every now and then. Anyway, and like I was saying, men and women are biologically different. And, you know, women are better at some things than men are, and men are better at some things than women are. Okay? That's just how we are biologically made to be and how we are biologically different. Okay? That doesn't mean we're not equal. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't respect each other as equals. We should. But we are biologically different, and each side, the man and the woman, has something different to bring to the table. And together, we make a well-balanced team. Okay? Like, I'll tell you what women have done for me. Women, even my lady, right? I can be a little rough around the edges at times, right? I'm a man, I have testosterone, right? A woman's sweet, loving, kind, and caring, submissive nature will balance out my rougher masculinity and testosterone overload, because even at 48, I have testosterone overload, right? But if a woman is behaving more masculine than feminine, do you think she's going to be able to balance out my rougher masculinity, or is she going to more so annoy my rougher masculinity, right? Makes sense, right? And what do men do to balance out women? Okay, women at a natural biological level have more uncertainties in life. Masculine energy is certainty, feminine energy is uncertainty. No disrespect to women, that's just how we were biologically made to be different. So what does a man provide for a woman's uncertainty? It's certainty, right? If we're good, strong, confident, well-balanced alpha male that's dominant, but dominant in a loving and caring and playful way, that's going to balance out our ladies' insecurities and uncertainties, right? That's why masculine energy is certainty, right? That's why men need to have confidence and certainty, because if you don't have confidence and you're certain, right, your woman will not be able to trust your masculine core to be able to protect you if you ever get in any danger when she's around. And she's not going to be able to trust you to balance out her emotional overload, etc., right? Her moments of uncertainty. My woman has lots of uncertainties, right? I try to tell her, baby, it's normal. You're a woman. It's normal. She goes, no, it's not normal. No, it's not normal. I should be better than this. I should be further ahead. I should be this and that. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, God dang, what has feminism done to women? And my lady's not a radical feminist or anything, right? And she's a really sweet lady, right? And she tries to tell me that feminism hasn't affected her in any way, shape, or form. And I'm like, that's horseshit, babe. That's a bunch of crap. Because I'm the type of guy that would protect her and save her from anything, right? She's the type of woman that, yes, wants to know that I'll be there to rescue her and protect her, but she still wants to do everything on her own. And just have me, she loves me being around, don't get me wrong, but just know that I'd be there to rescue her in case she fails. But she doesn't want to fail and doesn't want to make mistakes, right? That's what feminism has done to women, right? So as a man, you have to be certain. You have to know who you are. You have to know what you want. You have to have a purpose and stick to your purpose and focus on your purpose. Another thing, if you want to be a well-balanced man and be in a well-balanced relationship with a well-balanced woman, right? Is that you have to understand that your purpose, your woman is not your purpose, okay? Your purpose is what defines you as a man, what you enjoy doing that makes you happy and may also make you some money. For example, my purpose is my coaching business. I love helping people. That's my purpose. My purpose is to help people and uplift people, right? My purpose is not my woman. I used to make women my purpose when I was like in my teens and 20s. And let me tell you something. What happens when you make a woman your purpose? She can see right through that. She sees you have no real purpose. She sees you've made her your purpose and loses respect for you and then dumps you and you're gone, right? The moment I figured out that women are not my purpose is the moment it changed my dating life. So I'm telling you guys, you have to have a purpose. And you have to have a plan, a future plan for your life. Because if you want to have a future with women, they need to be certain that you're certain, right? And women have a lot of uncertainty. That's their natural biological essence. So if you're uncertain about your future or haven't displayed that you have a purpose with a future, then it's just not going to work out for you with any woman. Period. End of story. And another thing. Let me see here. And another thing. I forgot what I was going to say. I had something really good to say, and I forgot. I got a little excited there. I'll remember it in a second. It totally slipped my mind. Anyway, while I strain my brain to remember that, we've got about maybe 20 more minutes or so on this walk, so please get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off there in about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to go home, relax, eat, call my lady briefly, and then get to bed early and rest up because we've got 3 more shows to do this week in the morning. Tomorrow, Tuesday, then Wednesday and Thursday on Coach Eli 2. My lady and I will be doing, we're going to probably cut these shows down to an hour, hour and a half. With the exception of the Monday shows, it'll probably be about 2 hours or so. But the shows Tuesdays through Thursdays will be about an hour to an hour and a half, with a different topic every day. And also, we will answer any questions, comments, or concerns you may have in the chat. And go back and also watch my stream on Coach Eli 2 that I did last night regarding, some announcements and some major changes coming in just a few days on July 1st, 2022. You're going to want to check that out because in the future, if you want to get, some basic questions answered, without having to invest any money, you're going to have to do it through the live stream chats. That's going to be the only way you can do it. Because, I'm changing the way I'm doing things and have been doing things for the last 5+ years. So go check out that stream that I did last night. It's about 40 minutes long, 35, 40 minutes long. And then you can check out that stream that my lady and I did earlier this morning. There are a lot of squirrels. That's a baby squirrel, huh? That's a little baby. Look at that. Hi, baby squirrel. There are a ton of squirrels out here lately. I don't know why. Folks, please smash the thumbs up, hit the like button, whether you're here live or on the replay. Please also share this out on your community tabs. If you have a channel with over 500 subscribers, you get a community tab about 1 week after you hit 500 subscribers. So please share this on your community tabs if you have one. Please also share it on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or anywhere else that you have a good following where you'd feel they would benefit from this content. And please also subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications here on my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, which has been monetized for the last 2.5 years and has been around for 3.5 years. And my other channel, Coach Eli 2, Uncensored Live Streams, has been around just about 6 months or so less than this channel. It's been around for about 3 years, Coach Eli 2, Uncensored Live Streams. And it's getting very close to being monetized. We have about 1.5K subscribers there now. And we have close to 3,000 watch hours. And we've been racking up the watch time quickly once we started focusing on that channel about a month ago or so. And that channel should be monetized over the next few weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks, especially after all the shows we do this week. Once that happens, these streams here, these Walking with Purpose live streams, will be moving over to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. And like I've been mentioning on the shows I've done on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, I may be even changing the name of the Coach Eli 2 channel. So stick around, stay tuned to find out more regarding everything that happens. So we've been talking about it's important for, a man and woman to have a well-balanced relationship. Is nowadays because women have been liberated and they're not dependent on a man for survival. And women have become stronger and, they become independent, etc. Both men and women need to come into a well-balanced relationship as individuals, right? Another great example that I've heard from many coaches, including one of my favorite coaches, Coach Corey Wayne. It's a great example, okay? If you remember the movie Jerry Maguire For those of you that are around my age or even a little bit younger, you probably remember Jerry Maguire, or maybe you've seen it if you're a young buck. Great movie. But in the movie, Jerry Maguire, there was that scene that goes a little like this. You complete me. You complete me. You had me at hello. Now that shit doesn't work anymore nowadays. Maybe back then it did. But in today's world, it's not about a man and a woman completing each other. It's about a man and a woman sharing each other's completeness together, right? One more time. In the modern world, since women have been liberated, it's not about completing each other. You're not in a relationship to complete each other. You're in a relationship to share each other's completeness together. And my lady will probably understand this and probably agree with this because, baby, you want to be respected as a complete woman that is valuable and is self-sufficient and self-reliant, and you want to feel like you have something to offer to me, right? Even though it used to not be that way in the days of traditionalism. It is that way nowadays, right? And the men need to have their shit together too and come into a relationship complete, in a good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, right? Both men and women nowadays, in order for a relationship to work, need to come into a relationship mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially complete. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes things happen when you start dating someone. Sometimes people lose their jobs, just like my lady lost her job. But my lady had a plan. And she worked so hard, she set money off to the side. And she had other options, right? And she's doing fine. That's not something I'm going to hold against her, right? Because she was working hard. She got screwed, right? But if my lady was a bum and didn't work a day off her ass and was living off of someone else's money, right? I wouldn't even give her the time of day. I respect my woman because she's always been a hard worker and she's always done the best she can to take care of herself. And I respect that. And because of that, it makes me feel like I want to help her even more and take care of her, which is my nature as a man that has, a lot of old school traditional morals, values, and ethics, which is what I'm trying to say. But even having those traditional morals, values, and ethics, I'm still also, a part of the modern world. So I'm a good balance of old school values and the modern ways. And that's the best way to be well balanced, right? That's part of being well balanced, right? We got 9 people in the box, 11 thumbs up. Thank you so much to everyone that's thumbed up the stream today. So I shared some good thoughts and good points on what it takes to be in a well-balanced relationship, what it takes to be a well-balanced modern day man and woman or woman. Go back and review this stream as many times as possible until you understand what I mentioned here today. And if you understand what it takes to be well balanced as a man and a woman, then whether you're a man or a woman, you're going to attract someone that you're going to look for someone that's well balanced. And another thing that being well balanced allows you to do is it allows you to seek out only people that are well balanced and to figure out almost immediately when meeting new people if they're well balanced or not, to see if you want to continue dating them or not, and not wasting your time with the wrong people, right? Or the wrong person, right? So it helps you in that way too. Man, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I tend to impress myself every day, even at age 48, based on, I'll tell you, this weekend my lady and I had a lot of fun, but we did a lot of things. We hardly rested. I hardly rested this weekend. And for me to have taken even a walk after being out of town, far away from home on Friday night, and coming back Saturday after a long drive, and doing a walk, and then doing a show with my lady this morning, and then driving her back home. I drove her back home. She lives about an hour and 15 minutes away. And then I drove back, and I spent a little time at her place, probably about, almost 30 minutes with her there. I made a round trip 3 hours. Fortunately, I went during a time where there's no traffic. Came home, used the facilities, and then came out here and did another stream and a walk. Sometimes I surprise myself. I just keep moving forward, no matter what. I believe in myself. I love what I do. I also love walking. If I miss a day of walking, it affects me. And I've missed quite a few days lately because I've been busy with my lady. But wherever my lady and I go, we get a walking around wherever we're at. But it's not the same as being out on this trail or a nice trail like this, where the sole purpose is to just walk. And I'll tell you another thing. I love doing my Walking with Purpose shows. I love doing all my streams. You know why? It's therapeutic to me. You know why it's therapeutic to me? Because helping people to me is therapeutic, because I know it's my purpose. What makes me happy, what fulfills me, is helping other people. And when I'm not helping other people or doing these shows to help other people, I feel like something is missing. Even though I'm very happy in my relationship, I'm happy with my lady, I'm happy within my life. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. And my purpose is everything. I had to wait for that lady to walk by with her whiny dog. That dog was whining, so I'm assuming it was a female dog. No, I could be wrong. I've come across some whiny male dogs. Like my girlfriend's little tiny dog. My girlfriend's little tiny dog, he whines worse than the female bitch. A female dog, right? And I'm like, babe, your male dog with the big wiener exudes more feminine energy than masculine energy. He's a whiny male dog. Now, there are a lot of people that are walking from all different directions, and I'm trying to avoid. And cars are coming. This is one of those times where I walk off the trail, and I just got to wait and be patient, right? Oh, another thing. It reminds me. Another thing that helps maintain well balance in a relationship is patience. As a man, you've got to be strong and you got to be patient. And you got to understand that women are emotional beings that respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? And women naturally and biologically lack a ton of patience. Women, I'm not going to say women have zero patience, but they have pretty close to zero patience. That's why, as a man, they're looking up to you and your strength to balance off their zero level of patience, right? So if you're a man that has no patience, right, it's just not going to pan out with any woman. You can balance out that side of her, right? And that's what would make your relationship well balanced. So, like they say, patience is a virtue. But that's an important part in having a well balanced relationship. In order for that to happen, you got to be a strong man that doesn't get fazed by the smallest stupid shit that anyone does, especially your woman. And you got to understand your woman's going to have a lot of emotional moments, and you can't let any of them get to you. You got to be the rock, right? And that's where I'm going to wrap up the stream here today at 81 minutes, an hour and 21 minutes. Did 3.5 miles. Feel great. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the night off, folks. I'm going to go home and eat some dinner. And let me just shut this down to reset chat one more time. And then I'll be right back to shut it down. All right. All right. We're back. All right. We are back live. It is 10:07 Eastern, 7:07 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to go home, eat dinner, and then call my lady babe. Right now, because I finished shortly after 7, we're looking at about 8:30 to 8:45 for a phone call. So I look forward to talking with you tonight, babe. If you want to do me a favor, babe, if you can find a blog we can go over tomorrow regarding the topic, babe, how about I put you in charge of that? Because this is technically your show. Like, I've been trying to tell you, like you are employed by the Genuine Networking Association, which Coach Eli is a subsidiary of my company, the GNA, Genuine Networking Association. So if you want to feel like a real employee, which you are, I mean, you're my partner, you're my business partner. I wouldn't even call you an employee. You're my partner, baby, for Christ's sake. And you want to, get some topics set for the next 3 days, that'd be great. Baby, I can keep you busy all day, every day doing this shit. If you need something to do, baby, you let me know. It'll take a huge load off of me. All right, folks, have yourselves a great one. And we'll see you all tomorrow for 2 more shows. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, my lady and I will be doing another live show on Coach Eli 2, my other channel. Make sure you subscribe to Coach Eli 2. Nightbot's been sharing the link every 7 minutes. Or just go to youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. Have a great one, everyone. See you all tomorrow. And as always, be good to each other. Good night.